What's going on, Sooner Nation? Welcome back to Sooner Surge live show on this Friday night. Hope everybody's doing good. Ready for the weekend that is in front of us. Looks like great weekend as far as weather here before more rain next week. So appreciate you all joining me tonight. I may be soloing this thing tonight. We'll see. Jeremy's got something going on, but might pop on, might not. I'm not sure, but I got this thing if not. So, and you guys will dominate it in the chat, and that's the main thing. So thanks for joining me tonight. First off, I want to address this. Been busy moving the last few days. Dalpos, hope the move went well. Hope everything's good, man. Thanks for joining. What's this leaderboard stuff? You know what? People were talking about it last night, and I have no clue. 918 has no clue. I have no clue what it is. And I don't really know how to answer other than that. I don't know what the leaderboard stuff is for the chat. This is something new. I don't know where it came from, how it got there, but we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure out what's going on with that. I don't know. It must be maybe a new thing with YouTube. 918 says Morris no longer OVing. Arbuck on DM really high on him. Nagy not so much. Them stopping their pursuit says all you need to know about who running things in recruitment. That's interesting, 918. It is very interesting. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think gonna have to see Nagy in action for a year, see how things are being ran, see how it's because it's a very it's a new thing, I think, because I don't think anybody thinks Lofton was. I mean, he was involved, but I think Nagy's got a little bit different, obviously, background with all the talent evaluation, everything. He's going to be a lot more, I think, hands-on, a lot more like putting his foot forward on a lot of this stuff, though. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's see here. What's up, Robert? How you doing? Yeah, okay, Mark. I'm glad you mentioned this. I got to come out and flat out say I was dead wrong. I said on the video a couple days, yesterday, I guess, after OU beat Tennessee, I flat out said Tennessee is not recovering from this. Because here's the thing, in a game like that, to lose in a game with such a gut punch, you're going to get one of two things. You're going to get a team that comes out and just throws in the towel and gets cooked, or you're going to get what Tennessee was, and they came out and just cooked Florida in the first inning, scoring 7 runs. I wasn't expecting it. I thought they would kind of go the other way, but they didn't. And you know what? If OU beats Texas tomorrow, I think you're going to see Tennessee again, and they're going to have to beat OU twice. But I think you're going to see Pickens again. And you know what? For Pickens, you know that's what she wants. She wants a chance at OU to redeem herself after she pitched a great game and then allowed that one home run at the end. So there's some intriguing stuff getting ready to happen in the World Series. You also got Texas Tech there with Kennedy. So big time game for the Sooners tomorrow with Texas. And maybe Hunter can look this up. I don't know if Hunter, I don't think Hunter's on here. Never mind. But I don't know if Mike White has ever beat Oklahoma in Oklahoma. I think there's a stat going around like that. Won't Tito's third year if this works. Okay. Chester says third year on Nagy. Okay, that's interesting. I would think you could tell maybe 2 years or a year in, but I see what you're saying as far as development and that sort of thing, kind of the way he's going to do things. What's up, Aaron? Doesn't look good for Zion, Gray God, at all. Doesn't look good for Zion. Hey, also, by the way, baseball playing tonight. Game was supposed to start at 4, weather delays. Baseball up 4-0 going to the 6th inning. And Malachi Witherspoon, not Kyson, Malachi got the start, hasn't pitched in 13 days, and is pitching a gem going to the 6th inning. He's pitching a gem. So this would be great. This would be great. No. Sorry, I'm so sorry I didn't specify. That's my bad. We're on a Sooner Surge show, and I didn't specify Zion. Zion Williamson, NBA player. Sorry. So sorry about that, guys. Gray God, you threw him off, man. And that's my bad. He said Zion's cooked. I just assumed people saw it on Twitter. Yeah. Nobody with OU. This is NBA player, okay? Nobody with the Thunder. Okay, this is just anyway. Yeah, never mind. That's right, Chester. That is right. What else is going on, everybody? Robert says OU wins tomorrow handily by at least 3 or 4 runs. I think the question is, do you think, and do you guys in the chat think that Texas is going to pitch Tegan Kavan, or are they going to pitch somebody else? Florida didn't pitch Rothrock, but then it comes out that she had a blister on her finger. So that's part of the issue why she didn't pitch. Is Chester giving Nagy 3 years before ripping? Probably not. If they don't win, people be ripping everybody. That's just a fact. Brett, thanks for joining me tonight, man. Hope you're doing good, man. Could OKC afford, or do they want? Yeah. I don't. That's interesting, though. I think he's going to be in some trouble, so I don't think they're going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. Yeah, Landry's going to go tomorrow. I think Landry's going. How about this though with OKC? Did anybody see the ticket prices for that? Ticket prices, I think like $700-800, which is cheap in compared to if you're a Knicks fan and the Knicks make it, it's going to be like a couple of $1,000s. But still, that's a lot of money, man. And I saw somebody put on Twitter that they were in the queue to try to get tickets, and they were like 35,000 in line, something like that. Insane. $800 for nosebleed. Yeah. Hey, I gotta talk about something. I don't know if you guys saw the tweet. Let me pull it up. I like to kind of take screenshots because I'll forget. I'm not very. I don't. You know what? I don't have, guys. I do not have. I'll be the first one in a minute. I don't have a photographic memory like Jeremy does. So yeah. So let me read this for you. This says, Barry Trammell put this out. I didn't read the article because I don't have Tulsa World, but he said, new OU general manager Jim Nagy is participating in Sooner fundraisers, and at least one OU fan isn't happy. Okay, I didn't read it, but I saw the quote tweet from Caden McFarland. Caden McFarland's been on our show. Caden McFarland is on Sports Animal Tulsa during the day. He's on news at night. He quote tweeted and said, and this is what he said, you could sit in the lower bowl baseline for 25 OKC Thunder games for the price it costs to have dinner with Jim Nagy. So this fundraiser apparently, I didn't read the article, but this fundraiser apparently is very expensive to go have dinner with Jim Nagy. And you know what's crazy is I don't know what that price is, but apparently it equals 25 baseline seats to the Thunder game. People are paying it. They want to go have fundraiser and have dinner with Jim Nagy. So if it's going to bring more money into the program, yeah, let's go. If people are going to pay that to go have dinner with him or whoever it may be, Venables or whatever, yeah, Hunter maybe knows the answer to this. I assume, yeah. I assume this is an NIL. This money goes towards the program. Hunter, if I'm wrong on that, I mean, I didn't read the article, but I just kind of assumed if Jim Nagy's involved. Yeah, hit the like, Lori. Lori, appreciate it. Thank you, Lori. I hope you're doing well there in Ohio. I don't see an answer on that yet. Maybe Hunter can drop that in there. Yeah, who knows with Patty? Sometimes she goes with gut. Skip Johnson went with his gut tonight with Malachi, and he's in the 6th inning. He's got a shutout going right now, so that's pretty dang good. Likely, so not like he is pocketing it. That's what I'm saying. It's NIL thing. Caden McFarland. Katie McFarland, sports director, Channel 2, also on Sports Animal during the day. Yeah, where's Germ? Jeremy's doing something, I believe, with his son with track. He said he might pop on, just would be late if he's going to be on. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm not sure, to be honest. But you know what? I wasn't going to cancel. I'm going to be here. We can talk football. We can talk softball, baseball, whatever you want to talk about. Has there been anything yet you can point to and say that's a direct result of Jim Nagy? I think Ott. I think Jaden Ott. Yeah, and 918 said the same thing. Chester said the same thing. Jaden Ott. And here's another thing I think. I think the recruitment, I think this is more Arbuckle, but the Ford hiring, obviously Stacy Ford. I want to get to something. The quarterback situation for 26. Jaden O'Neal, Bo Bentley. I'm hearing a lot of people think they're worried that OU's not going to land one. I think OU's going to land one. But I don't know why there's a lot of people out there that are just kind of flabbergasted that OU's going after Bentley because O'Neal was already committed. But I just keep thinking myself, and you got to understand that Arbuckle was not at OU when Jaden O'Neal committed. Arbuckle's the OC. If he wants to go up to Bentley, then I'm like, okay, you're the OC. I mean, that's like I'm not comparing him to Lincoln Riley, but if Lincoln Riley was at OU and wanted to go after a quarterback, I don't think anybody would have a problem with it. I think, yeah, you got to land one of them, but and Mark says he think OU missed on both. I don't see that happening, guys. I just don't see that happening. Yeah, I agree, 918. We get Bo Bentley and a local quarterback, so you get the two you want. O'Neal, yeah, I agree. O'Neal's probably gone, but I think they land Bentley. I do not. There's not any part of me at all that thinks they're not going to land one of those two guys, and I think it's going to be Bentley. I mean, I just think it's going to be. O'Neal's doing what he needs to. He's visiting other schools, and I mean, I think I would if I were him too. I mean, you can probably see that. Yeah, they're going after Bentley. But I don't have a problem with it, guys. I know a lot of people do. I don't. If Arbuckle wants to go after a quarterback, who, by the way, is a really good quarterback and highly rated, it's not like he's going after somebody just kind of just not very good or under the radar. Bo Bentley's really good. And you know what, Benjamin? You know what? I'm not going to sit here. I'm not a quarterback scout. I can't say that. I don't know. I could give you my opinion, but I don't know. Heck, I mean, a lot of people on here thought Jackson Arnold was the next coming of whoever. So you know what? High school quarterbacks, got to see him do it in college. And I'll say this, Arbuckle has a proven track record of developing quarterbacks, period. End of story. I don't care who the quarterback is. Who's the guy at Western Kentucky that went to New England? I just drew a blank. Please don't tell me. I'm not going to look because I'm going to remember this. Gosh, it's going to drive me nuts. Golly, somebody's going to say it, even though I don't want him to because I can't. Zappy. Bailey Zappy. Yeah, I mean, NFL. So he develops guys really good. Nobody can deny that. It stinks to heavily recruited guy then in the 11th round. Essentially, yeah, Greg, I get it. I really do. I get it. But remember, Arbuckle wasn't there. And Arbuckle's the number one guy as far as running and calling the offense. I mean, so that's like, okay, a lot of y'all on here, I mean, you're in positions of, I don't want to always compare work and this to everything, but for instance, if I took a job and I went into the job and they had just said, hey, we got a guy that's getting ready to start in 6 months underneath me. He's going to be running this department. And I'm like, you know what? There's another guy here I got to rather bring in. I think I like his tools better. I think I like what he's going to be better. Do I really want to bring the guy in that he hasn't started yet? He hasn't been there. He He's not even on the team. He's not on my team at work. Like, I think I'll go get the other. What's so wrong with that? I think Arbuckle's going to go after guys he likes and he thinks he can fit his system. I'm not going to deny anything that he's thinking right now. He hasn't even coached at OU, but he's proven himself wherever he's been as far as developing quarterbacks. So I'm kind of just, yeah. And Greg, I know you get it. Now, Robert says, I'm sorry, OU football is basically like golf these days. Who cares? Until they start winning, it's all about softball and gymnastics. Well, you're right about one thing. They got to start winning, because we can talk about it till we're blue in the face, but they got to start winning. Yeah, Latrell recruit, correct. I don't know about Mateer as far as that question, Mark. Jesse, I don't think this is going to happen. Now, I would be shocked. If that happened. I just don't think it is. I think if they want Bentley, I think they'll get Bentley. But I can see how OU fans are kind of worried about it, because you had Jaden O'Neal already committed, and now it's like, ooh, maybe he's going to go elsewhere. Now what? So, but I think they land Bentley. I really do. Yeah, I don't think there's any chance. I mean, they're going to land Bentley. Now, yeah, this is true. 918, this is true. EJ really wanted him, but Nagy didn't think he had the SEC size. So, you know what? I would love to be a fly on the wall in these rooms with coaches and Nagy, and to see how it all works in behind closed doors. I would love to be a day in the life of and follow Nagy around for a day, meeting with coaches about talent players and evaluations and how that goes. Oh, I like this guy. Do you guys like? No, I don't like him. That's got to be a very entertaining room, or wherever that's going on. I think. I like O'Neal, but I'll leave it to them. Probably both turn out to be good quarterbacks. The problem you'll have is if you get one of them. Let's just say you get Jaden O'Neal and Bentley goes elsewhere and tears it up. Yeah, that would be a bad look. If you get Bentley and it doesn't turn out and Jaden O'Neal does really good, then what? I mean, that's when you're really going to hear more about it, I think, as far as them not letting the right one. Jay, you want to see when Nagy goes Hulk on the staff? Yeah, I do kind of want to see it. Great question, Greg. I'm not sure on that. Hunter may know, but I'm not sure. It's strange. I've never seen it before. I think people are talking about this leaderboard. Hunter, do you know what this leaderboard is that's going on? XP or Purple XP, somebody said last night. Tonight they're saying leaderboard. Not sure what that is. I don't know if if you're seeing it on your end or not. Not having a spring game sucked. I mean, I've kind of forgot about it, to be honest with you. It is what it is at this point. Is there let me ask you guys this. Is there anything that OU can do in game one that after the game you'll be like, this team's going to have a great season. This team's different. Like, is there anything they can do game one? I'm going to say no, in my opinion, because I just think the competition, they should look good. If they do look good, then it's going to be like, well, look who they're playing. Say Jaden Ott runs for 250. It'd be like who they're playing. I mean, so I don't think you can take anything from game one. Now, you can take bad stuff from that game. If their O-line's not blocking well, it's issues. If Mateer doesn't throw it well, that's a problem. You can take negative things from the game. I do not think you can take anything really as far as positives, because I think people expect you to go in there and dominate them. And I agree. They can't move my needle until Michigan either, 918. I'm right with you, man. I am right with you on that. Okay. What's the leaderboard? A place for fans to stand out in the community. Here we go, guys. This is it. Hunter, AI Hunter got it for us. The top 3 get special badges and live chat. It resets every stream, so you can always try again. How do you get on the leaderboard? Here we go. You'll need to collect experience points or XP. Here's how you get them. Send live chat messages, send super chats, and super stickers. Well, there you go. There's the explanation. I have no clue what that is. So I guess every time you put something in the chat, you get points. Interesting. I'm gonna have to do some research on this. Have y'all seen these little? Have y'all seen the things going around with the babies talking? I'm getting ready to do a video from an old clip that me and Jeremy did, and I'm going to put baby faces on it. I think it's going to be pretty funny. I'm hoping to have it out in the next day or two. Those are pretty freaking funny. I know I'm 2 weeks late, Hunter. You should have done it, man. I'm busy, bro. I just saw it. No, I can't hook you up with John Deere filters. I don't do that, Ron. I don't. Deuce Gerald's no longer on OU board, I guess, Sooner Cowboy says. Oh, Hunter, baby screaming, Germ screaming as a baby wouldn't probably be pretty funny. It would be hysterical. It would be hysterical. Jeremy crashing out as a baby? Wow. Sign me up. I got to figure out how to do this. I don't sell propane either. No, I don't, Mark. Where do I think the O-line ranks in the SEC? Jesse says, well, the defensive line, I think, is going to rank 1 based on everybody talking. National SEC people, they all think OU is the best defensive line. Offensive line, out of the teams, I think if the offensive line could end up 6 or 7, is that hoping for too much? Is that too less? I mean, what do you guys think on that? Because I think the O-line is going to be better than last year. Because I think, 1, I think they have an offense. And 2, I think they got more experience in guys that have played. Now, 918 says he thinks about 9th. Yeah, I don't know. 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, somewhere around there. That's four people range there. But need to have a top 10 offense. I agree. Top 10 offense, this team would be – I think if this offense is top 10 in the nation, then I think this team's going to have a really good season. Yeah, receivers got to take a huge step. Big step, Greg. And I hope the Gibson brothers are able to contribute this year. Need them to. Tight end room needs to step up. Yeah. I sell Longhorn odds to the odds makers. That's correct, Mess. That's right. Hey, I want to talk about the playoff. Hey, Hunter, you can go and open the phone line up too. Open the phone line. Check out the FanStop. thefanstop.com. Code SURGE, 10% off your first 3 months. Sign up. Sign your friend up. Sign somebody in your family up for a birthday gift. You got Father's Day is just around the corner. For those dads out there, sign them up for the Shirt of the Month Club with the FanStop. Are you kidding me? How could you not do that? thefanstop.com. There's the call-in link. Score update, OU 4, Nebraska 0. Bottom of the 6th. Man, Witherspoon, great outing. Great outing. And you know what? This sets up really good for Oklahoma if they win, because North Carolina threw their ace today, Jake Knapp. He pitched a shutout against Holy Cross, but they pitched him already. So, and OU has not pitched their ace. So can you imagine you get Malachi to get a shutout and you get Kyson to go out there and get a shutout? Hey, I like this. I like where OU's, if they can hold on today with the bullpen, hold on today, get the win. I like their chances tomorrow against North Carolina. I like them a lot. So if OU were to get past this regional, I like their chances in the super regional. I do. So We'll see, man. Still a long way to go. Baseball, college baseball specifically, it ain't over till it's over. You got those aluminum metal bats, man. So do they host a Super if they beat North Carolina? Well, no. I believe that it'd be Oregon, if I remember right. Hunter can drop it in there, but I think Oregon, assuming Oregon wins their regional. So now, yeah, if Oregon loses their regional, they could host. Yes, correct. If Oklahoma loses to Texas, they play winner of Oregon Ole Miss. Correct. And then they would have to beat Texas Tech probably twice. They'd have to beat Texas Tech twice to get to the World Series. As it stands, if OU beats Texas, they're probably going to have to beat Tennessee 1 out of 2. Tennessee would have to beat OU twice. Pickens wants OU. You know she wants OU. She wants OU. She only pitched like 1 inning tonight because they were up 7-0 after 1 inning. Yeah, weird things have to happen in Eugene. Weird things can happen in Eugene, Brett. They can. You're right, Brett. How many years does Gasco have left? Gasso has, I say she coaches this year, next year, and the year after. I say 3 years at least. I say 3, maybe 4. That's just me. Let me ask you guys and gals this. Would you rather face Pickens or Kennedy right now? They're both great pitchers. Kenny's really good right now. Hey, I got a trivia question. Let's get to trivia tonight. It's going to be a little different trivia because I don't really ask baseball trivia that much, but I'm going to ask it tonight. Here we go. OU baseball playing Nebraska tonight. Nebraska, the World Series is in Omaha every year. Give me the last year Nebraska was in the College World Series. That's the question. Give me the last year Nebraska was in the College World Series. That's the question. Who can get it first tonight? I wish it would give you some extra points if you got that right and add it to your experience points on this leaderboard. Now, Daniel says he'd rather face Kennedy because he thinks the Tech hitters aren't as good and he wouldn't have to score as many runs. And 918 got it. 918, 2005. They made it actually in 2001, 2002, and then 2005. So good job, 918. Brett was close behind him. It's kind of funny. People think, OU World Series women, they win because they have the fan support. Look at these regionals today in baseball. Florida got waxed at home. Waxed. Vanderbilt was losing at home, and coach decides to pull a guy with a no-hitter, up 3-0, no-hitter, and they pull him, and they get beat 4-3 to Vanderbilt, number 1 overall seed. Crazy stuff. Baseball's been kind of wild tonight. Been kind of wild. Now Brett says he was there. 2005 at the old Rosenblatt Stadium, was there for one of the non-Nebraska games. That's cool. Cal State Fullerton, Greg, was great. Great. You know what, though? I thought Florida was at home. My bad on that. I just assumed they were at home. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well, still, they got dominated. I'm going to do a hot take here. It's time for college baseball to get rid of the bats and go wooden. I'm sorry. It's time to get wooden bats. These guys are going to MLB next year or minor leagues, wherever it is, and they can't use metal bats. Why are we using them in college? I think it's crazy. Get rid of them. It's dumb. It's silly. It's ridiculous. I think it's so dumb. Austin says, Jason, do you like when NBA combines Sonics? No, I hate it. OKC Thunder's when they were at Oklahoma City, not in Seattle. It's not Seattle Thunder. It's not the OKC Supersonics. I hate it. You know what? I have no recollection of what the Sonics did when you talk about how many finals they made. I know Sean Kemp. I know they were some good players. I'm not a Sonics fan. I'm a Thunder fan. So I could care less what the, quote, Thunder did when they were at Sonics. I think that's silly. They should separate that. I want to know if and when Patty retires in Rocha, we all know JT replaces Patty, but who else do they get to continue the winning tradition? Well, I don't know on that as far as assistant coaches. I mean, OU's got some coaches that played at OU that are elsewhere that could come back to OU. I mean, there's Sidney Romero. I mean, you go down the list, there's some coaches that are coaching elsewhere that maybe they'd want to come back and be on staff. So who knows? Who knows? I think everybody agrees, though, that JT will be running the show. Yeah, there's a bunch. There's a bunch. I think Hope Troutwin's one. I mean, you can go down the list. Okay, give me an update. Sooner Cowboy says, OU switching pitchers. Please, why? Tell me why. I don't understand that. Why? How many pitches did Witherspoon throw? If he's not over 100, keep him in. I don't understand that, at least till he gets into trouble. Oh, he was at 102. Okay, sorry, my bad, Hunter. He must have had a long 6th inning because he was only at 70 in the 5th. So, yeah, great outing. Time to pull him. I agree. Because 102 pitches is a lot. I get it. So I'll get out my soapbox for a minute. Bowden coming up, top of 7. Okay, let's go, bullpen. Keep it together. Keep it together. 4-0. You can't blow this game. Can't blow it. And really, it'd be nice to get a couple innings out of Bowden. I want to say Bodine, but, you know. How about Dickerson, by the way? Dickerson, where's he been? Well, why does he not play more often? That guy's got some pop. That guy's got some pop in his bat. Yeah, it's a metal bat, but he's got some pop. You know, there's a lot of rules. The other rule I change is, okay, the first base. You saw it when Dickerson hit the home run tonight. They reviewed it because they didn't think he stepped on the bag. And he did, but even if he would have just stepped on the safety side, he would have been out. There are certain rules. A home run's a freaking home run. If the ball goes over the fence, I don't care if you step on any bases. It's a home run. Why would you change that? That is the dumbest thing ever. Oh, he didn't step on the bag. Okay, then go back and step on the bag. Let him go back out there and step on the bag. The ball's over the fence. Jeez, it's so stupid. I was watching that tonight thinking, so you're going to call him out if he steps on the wrong side of the first base bag? Or what are we doing? I mean, what is that equivalent to in another sport? I mean, that's equivalent to, give me an example. What would that be equivalent to in basketball? Making a game-winning shot with 2 seconds left, but your shoe's untied? I mean, what are we doing? Can't count it? I mean, I don't even know what you would compare that to. The ball's over the fence. Who cares if he steps on first base? He didn't even need to run around the bases, in my opinion. Hits it over the fence, go to the dugout. Sit down. Take a break. I think that's a stupid rule. Hey, we talked football earlier tonight, Chuck. What do you want to talk about? We talked about it earlier. I'll talk football. Sure, Chuck, ask me a question. Running this solo tonight, so if you got any good questions, bring it. We talked a little bit recruiting earlier, talked a little bit Nagy earlier. 918 says, ball going out of the end zone after being dropped at 1 yard and it being a touchback. Yeah, it should not be a touchback. Ball should be at the 1 yard line still. That's my opinion. I know people don't like that rule either, what I said, but Chuck wants to talk football. That's football. It is the off season, and there's not a whole lot going on. But I don't even know if those are comparable, though. The ball's over the fence. It would almost be like they scored a touchdown, but you scored a touchdown, but there was a coach who had his foot on the sideline, so he was in the field of play, so they can't call it a touchdown. It's something stupid. You think Okunkumi gets any playtime this year? Man, this is a great question, Dalpos. What's the word on his development? I think when he came in, people thought it was gonna take some time. I don't know if he plays much this year. And the thing is, I think they're getting really good at linemen in the next few years. I mean, you got Foje and Fasuse. You have guys from, you had Eddie Pierre last year. So I like Okunkumi. I think he's got the size, but I don't know about this year. I think maybe the next year, Dalpos, if I had to guess. Okay, Daniel says, I asked earlier about this Gerald's Deuce. I think same guy that Chuck's asking about here. Are we out? I'm never saying they're out. I would never say they're out until somebody signs. That's the way I am on recruiting. That's just the way I am. I don't sit here and follow as close of a lot of people, but the way recruiting goes, I don't count people out till they're officially out. But does it look good? Maybe not. But then I'm not going to say out. I don't say out. Not good, maybe. Kevin Wilson will push Bill Beatemo in practice. Possibly so, yeah. 918, I think it was always going to take some time to develop. Yeah, that's right. And I think you can't put a whole lot of saying he will play this year. Now, I think he'll get some – I agree with Chuck. He'll get some playing time. I think it'll be in mop-up duty for the most part, but still that's some playing time and some experience. I just don't think – I don't expect to see him get a ton of snaps out there. The best college football game I saw was Georgia-Oklahoma. Wow. You were there, Austin? Or is this on TV, bro? Were you there? Hey, we got a caller on the line. We got Robert. Robert, you there?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, man. How are you tonight?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Doing good, good.
Hey, man, I'm sorry. I don't know if you seen my message earlier, but here's my gripe for the day. Okay, I'm sick and tired about hearing about all this home field advantage of OU softball and blah 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 blah. When they were down 3-1 last night, Ella Parker walks it off. Well, okay, they were down in the seventh freaking inning and they walked it off. Okay, Jada Coleman walks it off last year against Florida. So I'm sick and tired of hearing about all this, home field advantage and Karen Weekly, Mike White, blah blah blah. So I don't know if you guys can, talk about that, but
Yeah,
if y'all want to, have if somewhere else, build a bigger, better stadium somewhere else.
that's right.
Spend the money, and go somewhere else, and then
That's right.
OU will still beat you.
That's right. And Robert, it's not like anybody complained before OU started winning these things.
Exactly.
It's only as of late when OU started winning. But what about when they were up 3-1? Did the fans not have any? I mean, they didn't have any problem with the 9,000 fans when they were up 3-1. All they do is get one more out.
And Patty Gasso even said in the interview the fans were even leaving the building, leaving the stadium. And she went into the dugout and said, hey, the fans are leaving. They think we're down and out. What did OU do? They came back and walked it off. And, it is what it is. OU is just that good. And it's not just OU, it's Patty Gasso and JT, Generocha, Fale, all of them coaches, so.
Yep, you're right.
I'm sorry, this is the first time I called. So, hey, congratulations. See y'all later.
Hey, Robert, thanks for the call, man. Good stuff. Appreciate it. And it's a good topic, and I'm glad you brought it up but I do want to say this because I agree with 918 and I agree with Chuck. I absolutely think it's an advantage. No doubt about it. I don't like the whining about it, But I will tell you this, and Jeremy's not on here to vouch for me. And this only happens with teams that win, because I don't complain about Nebraska and Omaha. But ask Jeremy, ask Hunter maybe. I have complained for years about the college basketball Big 12 tournament being in Kansas City. As an OU fan, I've complained for years. I'm like, daggum Kansas. Every year they get it there. And Kansas is the best team in the conference. And I wouldn't have been whining if it was notice I'm not whining that Kansas State gets an advantage, because Kansas State wasn't winning. It's because the teams win and it's in their home state. That's it. Now, it is an advantage. It is. But it's not the reason that OU's won 4 straight championships. It's not the reason they've won it. OU has beaten people all season long, not at home. So I get it. I mean, I'm getting tired of hearing people complain about it as far as the coaches and stuff, because you're up 3-1, just go win the game. And somebody's got to beat this team. You're telling me just because they're playing at home, you can never beat them? They can be beat. Maybe. I don't know if they can. But I do think it's an advantage. I think anybody that gets on here and says there's zero advantage by playing in Oklahoma City, I think you're wrong. There is an advantage. Okay? And there should be an advantage. It's at home. You're going to have more fans there. Now, OU would have fans travel, but yeah, in Tennessee did beat Oklahoma and Norman 2 out of 3. You're right. So, and they weren't complaining then. I understand. That's where my problem is. My problem is not that people say it's an advantage, because I think it is. My problem is the whiningness after they lose and then want to say, well, the 9,000 fans, that just is hard to overcome. Well, I mean, 9,000, there's not 9,000 fans up there hitting a ball. That was Ella Parker. Phone link, let me drop it in here for you. Corrections. But I do think it's an advantage, and I think most people on here would say it's an advantage. It's a home. I mean, when OU plays football at home, don't you think they have an advantage? Yeah. And that's the thing, Robert, you're right. That's what OU softball does. When it matters and the game's online, they beat you. And it happens to be in Oklahoma City when they do it in the World Series, but they beat you. There's the link. Corrections, if you want to call in. Yeah, I mean, this is a weird argument, Mass, because it's the same distance from Oklahoma, from Norman. So it's kind of not the same. But listen, the home field advantage is real in the World Series, but they're not putting it anywhere else. Where else are you going to put it? They've done this for years. It's a great, everybody that plays in it, the players say it's great atmosphere. They love it. It's just, I mean, somebody's got to slay the dragon. If you don't want to hear him whining anymore, beat him. Mike White hasn't beaten OU in the state of Oklahoma, let alone OKC or Love's Field or Marita Hines, wherever you want to say it. He hasn't won. OU had to play a season with no receivers, no excuses. That's right. I would be, okay, let me talk about this for a second. Then I'll get to Dalpost. Let me talk about Chuck for a second. He says about the no receivers. In your opinion, what is more important for Oklahoma this year to have the bigger jump? Receiving core or O-line? Because I think they both need to have major jumps. Now, I think most people on here is going to say O-line if I had to guess. But the receiving core was so bad last year. They got to be better. And I know a lot of people say, well, they'll be better just because it's Arbuckle's system. And I agree. Now, Robert says wide receiver. That's interesting. Maybe he's thinking because of the offense and the offense are going to run the scheme. But I think the O-line's got to improve. I think the O-line's more important to this team. Coaching needs to have the biggest jump, Chief says. Good O-line hides a lot of flaws. That's right. That's right. Look who wins championships. Trenches, man. OU's got a good D-line. I think everybody knows it. O-line gets there. If there is any time to beat OU, it's this year. If any of these teams don't take advantage of the youth and lack of pitching depth, they are screwed the next few years. You're right. You're right. if they don't beat them this year, they may win 8 in a row, Daniel. Maybe. I mean, although at some point I keep thinking they can't keep doing this. They can't keep walking things off in the 7th inning down 2 runs. Hey, let's get to corrections. Corrections, John on the line. What's up?
Hey, I'm not in the best cell area on my way home from work. I had to stop and call in real quick, so hopefully the is good enough here. I just wanted to build off what that last caller was talking about as far as complaining about, having the home field advantage and everything. Oklahoma City. I'm so tired of hearing about it. Mike White, now, she was complaining after the game about it. And here's the thing about Tennessee. I'm going to go on a little bit of a Tennessee rant here because after they beat us in Norman, fair and square, you didn't hear our fan base whining and moaning about them. They were partying up in the middle. And then the University of Tennessee, not the fan base, but the school, they put up a tweet saying, "Welcome to the SEC." Video of them partying up in the center. Yeah, with another one by Dust music playing, with the announcer in the background saying the titles go to Knoxville. And they absolutely, after that singer yesterday, they absolutely got roasted, not only by Oklahoma fans, but also by the entire SEC who loves to dog on Tennessee. And I listened to like Uncle Lou too, about SEC fan bases that are just ridiculous. And Tennessee's always on that list, but I never really paid attention to them until we started getting in the SEC. Not only is it the fan base, it's their school that is ridiculous, with posting that kind of stuff. And then right after the game, I mean, you lost fair and square, and you're going to complain about the crowd, twice in the thing. But I just, Tennessee deserves everything that they get, and it was absolutely glorious on X last night. Just all the incoming they had from OU fans, saying, welcome to the WCWS, welcome to the SEC, all championships run through Oklahoma. And it was just absolutely beautiful.
Hey, corrections. But you know what? As an OU fan, I personally, I don't want to play them again. I want them out. They are going to be.
I agree. No,
Pickens is going to come forward. Yeah, and so tomorrow if they get through that, they're going to have to beat OU twice, which is going to be a tough task if OU gets there. I mean, OU still got to take care of business against Texas, but I kind of hope. I agree with
and the worst that I didn't feel bad for Tennessee, but I actually felt bad for Pickens after that game. She pitched one heck of a game, man. And that girl is something special. And for, 2 outs, she pitched one heck of a game just to give it up like that. It's great for us, but man, part of me did feel bad for that girl. But as far as the school goes, with their crap posting on X, after they beat us in the series, and now they want to whine after beating us in Norman, on our field in Norman. It's not even our field. It's in Oklahoma City. It's Devon Field. They want to complain about the crowd. Well, Tennessee, Texas, all these big schools, they have fans that live all around the country. They have every bit the capability and the opportunity to buy tickets to Devon Field as Oklahoma fans do. And so if Texas doesn't want to go, they don't, like last year, they just didn't go. They were only 20% of the crowd in the finals last year. Tennessee, I guess their fans don't love softball enough because they didn't show up. They didn't buy tickets like Oklahoma did. So it's on them. It's not on Oklahoma.
Yeah. Hey, good stuff, corrections. Appreciate you calling in, man. Good to hear from you tonight.
Yeah, Boomer, let's beat Texas tomorrow.
That's right. Boomer. Let's get to Greg. Greg, you're on the line, man.
Hey, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. You?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for asking. Yeah, last night I didn't get to watch the game live, but my dad was watching it, and he texted me after we hit the walk-off and all that. But I was very surprised they pitched to her. At the very least, I was surprised they were throwing high in the zone to her. Like, if anything,
that home run
on the ground.
That home run was right over the middle of the plate, and it was already 0-1. So I don't know why anything close to the middle of the zone. I was surprised, but you know what? You make a mistake. When you make a mistake and one of the hottest hitters in softball's up at OU, they're probably going to take advantage of it. That's what she did. So you got to give Parker credit, man. She took advantage of the bad pitch and knocked over the fence, man.
Yeah, good for her. No, she's very decisive at the plate too. She didn't wait to get deep in the count. She just saw her pitch and swung, which you like to see for sure. Real question though, going back to football a little bit. I know it's really too early to say one way or the other, but are we nervous at all that the fact that it looks like there's maybe tension between the coaching staff and Jeff Nagy?
Well, okay, here's what I say is I don't know how much there is. I mean, I haven't, that's just, you hear people say that, but I think when you bring somebody in like Jim Nagy, like this had to have been a possibility that people think, well, who's going to have more of a say in the evaluations? But I think that's with go to any of the big time pro sports when they have a GM, there's always that, like, you have a coach, you have a GM, like, so I don't know if I don't think tension's always a bad thing, Greg. Now, it will be a bad thing if they lose games. I can promise you that. But like we've talked about before, winning changes everything. But I think tension isn't always bad. Now, if it is different when you're talking about evaluating talent, and maybe you have a coach saying, I really want this guy, and maybe Nagy's like, I'd rather not. You know what I mean? That's very interesting how that's going to work out. But at the same time, Nagy's proven as far as a talent evaluator that he's really good. So I don't know, man. I don't know where I lie on that. I mean, I think I would be a little bit nervous about it, but at the same time, I don't hate tension at all. So I don't know. Where do you stand on it?
Where do I stand on it? I think no one, for the most part, maybe this is a stretch a little bit, but I think no one on the OU coaching staff has a right to say, we want this guy, or has the right to undermine him. How about that? They don't have the track record of success right now to undermine Jeff Nagy. If Nagy wants something, I think he right now has the say in it until he proves that the people he wants aren't producing.
Yeah. And that's fair. He's doing what they brought him in to do. I mean,
yeah. Could you imagine Dagnall going to Presti and being like, man, I don't like who you drafted. I don't like your moves in the offseason. You'd know. But that's not quite the same. But yeah, I think you have to give Nagy the benefit of the doubt right now. OU hasn't been good enough for the coaches to carry any weight here. And yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think it's the guys that they're maybe they're having tension over are going to be, it's not like you have one guy that's just a stud and Nagy's like, no, I'd rather get this guy that's like 1-star, 2-star. I mean, I don't think it's that.
Yeah.
So it's just maybe preference on, maybe it's physicality. Who knows what? That's like what I said earlier. I would love to be a fly on the wall in these meetings to hear all this stuff. It'd be awesome.
It's just so odd, uncharted waters for college football. It's changing so much and has already changed so much in the last few years. It's nuts. Last question for you, though. What does OU got to do to beat Texas tomorrow?
Well, I think whoever pitches for Texas, I think you got to jump on them because OU has hit their pitching pretty well. And I think Landry will be pitching for OU, I think, anyway. Who knows? Patty may change it up, but I think you just got to get a lead. And then because Texas, that's in their mind, Greg. It's in their mind. If they get behind against OU, it has to be, here we go again. You know what I mean? So if they get a lead, though, maybe they get a little confidence. Who knows? But I think the big thing is because Texas has a great lineup. They got some hitters, man. I mean, all over the place. I think I think OU needs to score 4 runs at least to win that game tomorrow.
I think they can do that. Yeah. So, hey, good luck to them. Boomer Sooner.
Hey, thanks, Greg. Thanks for the call. Hey, let me get to Chuck's comment. Chuck, I'm agreeing with you a lot tonight. You got some good comments, man. It says, anytime there is change, there will be some of that tension. They are just working through the newness. I think the people on the outside is making it bigger than what it is. I agree. I think you hear a lot of stuff, and it's like how much – and first, whatever you hear, maybe it's not as bad as what you hear. Maybe there's a little bit of it, but maybe there's not a lot of it. So I agree that it can get blown out of proportion for sure. Chuck. 5-4, Hunter says in here. There it is. Yeah, I wish I could go to the game too. I can't tomorrow. I wish I could. I wish I could go to that Thunder Finals game too. That's a bucket list for me. But I'm going to be at the parade. But I'm not forking out $1,000 for a nosebleed. I don't have that kind of money to do that. And besides, I got a pretty good spot in my living room. That's free. But I would love to be there for one game of the finals. I think it'd be so cool. There is going to be, listen, next, before I close this up, wow, we're at 55 minutes. Jeez Louise. Next Wednesday and Thursday, you have, if OU makes it to the World Series championship, I hope they do. If they do, it's going to be nuts with the media and everything. You got the national media coming in to for the NBA Finals on Thursday. You could have World Series and NBA Finals same day. You know what? I'm going to throw another trivia question. This is random, but I'm going to do it tonight. I'm going to go two for one here. I heard this on the radio today, so I'm going to ask it. I hope it's correct. I mean, they said it, so I'm going to say it's correct. How many countries will be represented in Oklahoma City as far as media outlets? How many countries will be represented in the media in Oklahoma City for NBA Finals Game 1? This is a tough question. I should give you a hint because to get it right on the nose, it's tough. I'm interested to see what your guesses are. See how close you come. No, it's less than 100, Mess. Less than 100. More than 23. I'm going to hint it that way. Less than 69. Less than 47. Y'all are getting some experience points. Less than 45. Y'all are getting closer. More than 35. More than 42. Less than 45. You're very close. More than 42, less than 45. Bingo. I think Mark might be the first one. 43. This is what I heard on the radio today. 43 countries in Oklahoma City for the finals. Now, that's insane. Hey, national people, celebrities, media, they will all be in town this week. It's going to be exciting. It's kind of sad, honestly. It feels weird tonight not having a Thunder game, to be honest. You kind of get in that rhythm of every other night game, and they don't play till Thursday. But, yeah, it'll be here before you know it. Big game tomorrow, Oklahoma City. Sooners, Texas. Can Mike White finally beat Oklahoma in Oklahoma? We'll find out tomorrow. Baseball, right now, 7-0 baseball going into the 8th inning. This game got to be done. They got to finish it now. So 7-0. Great game so far for baseball there in the regional. Appreciate all you guys and gals joining me tonight. Solo, you guys carried me. I'll tell you that. You carried me through for an hour somehow, but you did it. So thank y'all for the ones that called. Appreciate you calling in. Robert, Greg, corrections, all the comments from all you guys. Great. Appreciate it. Hit the like button before you leave. You guys have a great night. We will talk to you tomorrow night. Normal time. We'll have some other stuff during the day. We may do a softball live after the game, so stay tuned for that. But we will also have a normal 9:30 live tomorrow night. See ya.